War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. This is the dust jacket. This one is the Pavier and Volokonsky translation. It says a new one. It's not new anymore. I have not read any other translations, so I can't compare them, but I can say that I enjoyed this one. Here's the book itself. Obviously the initials, Leo Tolstoy. And we can have a look at the spine. This edition has this nice bit on here, the strip, War and Peace, Leo Tolstoy. Inside the book isn't much special. The cut is a thick cut on the edges, which I like. It doesn't have a ribbon or anything. It's got, some decorative little bits. There are some notes throughout, some footnotes, especially for those of you who know War and Peace. There's a lot of French being spoken, and so there are different ways to handle that. Do you write it in English? Do you write it in English with italics so that the reader knows that it was originally in French? Do you translate it right then? Do you make them go to the end for translations? Do you just leave off the translations? So what they've done here is they've translated the French down here in the bottom. There's a nice translator's note at the beginning. It's not extensive, it's not huge. I'll show you this page too. It's got some color. Put on 2007. Not sure whether this is a first edition of this. I'm not sure. Anyway, there's a short introduction. Not a huge one. And then we go into how the characters are named, some information about their Russian names, how they use their patronyms and that kind of thing. One thing about the translation I remember specifically was that they talked about how, I remember one particular anecdote from that, which was that in earlier translations, at least some, well, the scene is that the kids are playing on rocking horses, okay? And the translator, so Tolstoy had it that the kids were riding their rocking horses to Paris or something like that. They were on their rocking horses riding to Paris, which shows a little bit of humor, a little bit of childlike appreciation for what they were doing. But some translators made that the kids were on their rocking horses pretending to ride to Paris. And these translators didn't like that. They didn't feel that that was necessary for an audience who was reading War and Peace to be told that they were only pretending, for one thing. But also, that's not how Tolstoy wrote it. So they wanted to stick more to the original. I appreciate that note. I appreciate and I agree with their side of how you should translate that. The children were on their rocking horses riding to Paris. Something like that. All right, Leo Tolstoy, this is War and Peace. And importantly, it's the Pavier and Volokonsky translation, because that matters.